One, thank you. I appreciate you waiting. I know how difficult it was not to open one of these because I'm the first person to go, let's see what's inside.
Exactly, and I really wanted to look online as well, but I didn't do it. I restrained myself.
I'm impressed.
I restrained myself from looking online. I restrained myself for a whole night. I was laying on the couch with this box sitting here going, open me.
So what this is CGC goodies. They're freshly graded. They were delivered yesterday, and fortunately, Stephen here was nice enough to wait for me to come down from Philadelphia to open this with him.
Absolutely. And we will see what we get here. I have my predictions is what I felt the grades were probably going to achieve. I'm hoping they at least make those predictions, maybe better.
Do you have that sheet with you, or
I
don't have to trust you?
But I have it written down, so I can say it to you here, and then if there's any doubt, you can, or if anything like that, you can just say, hey, this isn't what you said to me.
So if you collect CGC comic books, graded comic books, you know what this is all about.
Yes.
If you don't, you will learn.
All right, so we are
He's opening, and I'm not allowed to play with sharp objects.
No, please stay away from my knives. You remember the last time, right?
One trip to the hospital, you never let me live that down.
All right.
Now, the one thing is, with packing graded comic books, you want to make sure you have a lot of stuff. I won't comment on whether I think it's good or not on the packing job, because I used to do shipping and receiving, but Peanuts is good. Bubble wrap is good. I can restrain. I will not pop it.
I could expound on that, and I would be happy to do so, but I will too restrain as far as my opinions go. So, I don't know if these are face up, face down. This. There's my invoice.
It's face up. It's face up.
It's face up, okay.
But I will say this, these are great. Hold on to these, keep these.
Yes.
When you reship like books back to CGC to get them graded.
It's nice to have those between the books, especially if they're already encased and you're doing something different. But these are also nice when you're shipping raw comics to people who have bought them from you. They come in very handy as well. So,
do you want me to pick it up and look at it first?
You pick it up and look at it. I'll let you get first glance at whatever it is. Let's see. Okay, this is my Marvel Fanfare. I can tell by the back. It's Marvel Fanfare number 27. I had it double signed at Baltimore by Alan Milgram and Mark Hempel.
Yes.
I was conservative in my grading to a fair degree, I think, but I gave it a 9.6 to be conservative, but I was hoping for a 9.8. So,
was this a raw copy?
This was a raw copy that, let me see, hold on here. I bought this from Mile High Comics, raw from Mile High Comics, as a near mint, quote unquote, near mint copy. They don't do, when they sell comics,
near mint, I would say is what, a 9.4?
A solid near mint is generally considered, I would consider a 9.4. 9.4. Okay. Now, when you're getting up into the upper near mints, you're getting into 9.6 and 9.8. Those are what you really want to try for, especially the 9.8s. Mile High does not list them that way. They don't do near mint minus, near mint plus, but they just call it near mint. So you don't know if you're getting a 9.2, a 9.4, a 9.6, a 9.8, you don't know. So it's kind of hit and miss with them. I've had really good luck with them. Some people haven't. Me, I've done pretty well. This one I felt had a chance at 9.8. Be conservative, really conservative. I was going to say I'd be happy if it got 9.6, but not totally ecstatic. But I'm hoping for a 9.8. So, Lee, what do we got here?
You'd be disappointed if this was a 9.2, right?
I'd be very disappointed if this was a 9.2. Don't do that to me. What do we got? Ah, yeah, 9.8. That's what I'm talking about.
We do have a 9.8.
9.8.
First book out, 9.8.
That's what I'm talking about. All right. Double size.
I'm putting the size of it.
I want to roll on it. Dang it. Why don't you look at the next one? Yeah, very nice. Yeah, see, I got Al Milgram on the front cover, and I got Mark Hempel on the back cover because Al Milgram did the front, but Mark Hempel did the back. So, very nice. This will be another one to add. I'm almost done with my Fanfare set.
Now, one thing Steve and I have both done, we have cracked 9.8 copies,
yes,
and we have had them drop in grade.
Yes.
Whether
I've had a few that do that, yes.
It was maybe graded wrong the first time, maybe it was inconsistent.
Maybe there was something in the handling in the process of doing it this time that caused it to fall.
Especially not mentioning Union's Annual number 1.
Thank you.
So,
don't remind me of that.
Which happened to both of us.
Yes, both of us.
So here we have a gray copy, a raw copy coming back 9.8. This is Booster Gold number 22.
This one, okay, this one I will tell you right now. He's tell me what it is. I don't know which one he was looking at per se. Ronnie Lama sent me this book. If you've gone on to CGC, or if you know any people of the boards, or you do anything, he goes by Ronnie Lama on CGC.
You must check his collection out.
He is a fantastic person, and he has an amazing, all letters capitalized collection from my understanding. Lee has been to his house and seen it. I have not. But he sent me this book. Now, I know it's not 9.8. I don't even have to look at it. I know it's not 9.8. I didn't expect it to be 9.8. This is a book that I only did it for a couple of reasons. One, Ronnie Lama sent it to me, and two, it's the last one I need to have all 25 Booster Golds graded. I know it's not a 9.8. It did have some issues with it. I got it pressed. All these were pressed, by the way. This got pressed. I felt...
CCS, correct?
CCS. There's CCS with CGC. They do the pressing. Again, I will be conservative in my view on this. And by being conservative, I won't be disappointed if it's better than that. If it's worse than that, it'll really disappoint me. But conservatively, 9.2. Now that's being conservative. I think it has the ability to get up to 9.6, but I don't think it will. If I really wanted to be firm on what I kind of felt it would be, a 9.4 wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility, and I'd be fine with a 9.4. But I have a feeling 9.2, I'll be conservative, we'll say 9.2. This was signed by Dan Jurgens, we'll find out. Now, I'm being honest, because when I looked at the book raw, it did have some spine indents. It did have a couple of color breaks on it. It had some issues going on with the back. I don't know how much a press was going to help it. Maybe it helped it so much that it got a better grade than I would assume. I don't know. But now, like I said, I'm being super conservative here, which is why I'm expecting, if it comes back 9.2, I can say, okay, I was conservative and said 9.2, and that's what it is. If it comes back better than that, then I'm going to be happy and happier the higher it got over that.
If you are grading your own books, the best thing to do is to be harsh.
Be
Look at
harsh.
every little thing, because if you can see it, someone else can see it.
Mm-hmm.
I also like to judge harshly on my books. So going to a 9.2 route, I agree with that, and I'd like to tell you that it is a 9.2. But I only was going to say that because the other one was a 9.2.
I'll put it this way. My ultimate goal for this, I know it's not 9.8. The best grade this could get for me to be the happiest I could possibly be would be a 9.6.
I'd really like to try to get this guy to do a headstand today, but so
A 9.6.
shall show.
9.6! Awesome, see? That's what I'm
9.6
talking
it is.
about.
If
That's
you
what
take
I'm
a look
talking
at the
about.
corner, you can see that is
Yes.
the biggest flaw. I mean, you can basically see that it's...
There were indents all down this. There is a
I'll say
color
that
break.
They did a very good job.
The pressing really
Yes.
helped this book, because I'm telling you, without the pressing, it wasn't better than a 9.2. It was not better than a 9.2 without the pressing. So the pressing obviously did quite a number on it. There were dents there was 3 or 4 dents along here. Some of them one or two looked to be color breaking. I'm not really seeing
Now,
this
these were
as
done in
color breaking.
Baltimore, right?
Huh?
Where were these done at?
This was Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Yeah, I turned this in. I got Dan Jurgens to sign this.
If you go to one convention of the year, I recommend 2. Emerald City Comic Con,
Yes.
and Baltimore Comic Con,
Baltimore for
depending
sure.
on what coast you're on.
The signature could have been a little bit better. It's kind of hard to see. But
It is. It's faded, but
But it's there. It's great. I'm not going to complain. This completes my Booster Gold graded set. Okay, that is better than I thought it would be. So far, the first two are as much as I could hope for, or better than I could hope for. Which one is this? Not looking.
Ragnarok, number 1.
Is it the regular or the sub cover? Is it the color cover or the white, look like pencil sketch drawing
Let
cover?
me finish talking.
That's why I'm asking. There were 2 of them.
It is the subscription edition,
Okay.
which is the black and white.
The black and white.
cover.
This one, 9.8.
This
This is
one.
the one book that, out of all these books in this thing I sent, I was almost absolutely 100% positive of a 9.8 on. I'm going to be very disappointed if this book is not a 9.8. However, it is signed by Walt Simonson, and it is signed by the colorist Laura Martin. So double signature, very cool, makes it a cool collectible. This is the one book out of all of these in this box that I predicted 9.8, and I would be disappointed if it's not.
One thing is I want to say about Walter Simonson, he probably has one of the best signatures on a book
Yes.
in the industry.
Fantastic signature.
Only one of, I like Bill Sienkiewicz as well.
Bill Sienkiewicz.
Where did you get this book at?
I got this book from you. You picked it up for me, raw, at your LCS in Philadelphia.
I just want to make sure this was one of them because I want to go back to my bookstore and let them know that
Yes.
they get some really nice books.
A 9.8, yes. I was absolutely sure of this one. I'm not disappointed. I knew this would be a 9.8, and I'm not disappointed. And very interesting, they put it in a thick casing. Why would they put this in a thick casing? This is a normal size comic.
Maybe they ran out.
Maybe they ran out.
You know, but which is
That's
weird because you would
weird.
figure that this would also be in a thick casing.
Is the other one not?
This Ragnarok #1, which
It's
is
not.
the regular, is not.
That's very unusual, but you know what? Very nice. See, 9.8. This was the one that I was sure of 9.8. Simonson, if you wanted to see here, I'll also show this very to you closely. Simonson's signature at the bottom. Very cool signature, looks very neat, very iconic signature. Anytime you see a comic from the 80s or 90s or anything like that, and you see what looks like that with a big circle with the squiggles, small squiggles to either side, it's Walter Simonson. Okay, now this other one, this is the regular cover of Ragnarok #1.
Yes, it is. Also signed by
Also double signed by
And
Walter
Walter
Simonson.
Simonson.
Yep. This is also one you picked up for me at the same time you picked the other one.
I don't even care if this is an 8.5. This is beautiful.
There was one issue with this book. The only reason I didn't initially grade it 9.8 was because the bottom right front corner had a bend on it. I felt a pressing would smooth that out, might solve the problem. To be conservative, I said 9.6 so I wouldn't be disappointed because of that. I think a pressing will solve that issue though, so I'm hoping for a 9.8. I was conservative and said I'll be happy to accept 9.6 because I knew the subscription cover, which is actually a really cool cover, was going to get 9.8. So I'll be happy with 9.6, but I want 9.8. And I'm hoping the pressing got rid of it because that was really the main deficit I saw in it was that bottom right front
It's
corner.
up for trade.
Is this what?
It's up for trade.
Up for trade? We'll see, I don't know. 9.8, the pressing did it. Awesome. Awesome.
The one thing that is good, at least about pressing, it's a non-restorative technique. It's
Yes.
not going to take a hit on your comic books.
It's
if
not gonna
done
affect the grade.
properly. Although pressing doesn't always work, it is better to let people know. That's one of the reasons why I like Greg Reese. If you jump on his website, he lets you know what's pressed and what isn't pressed. I've bought some very nice books from him.
Which is also why some people will buy a book that's a 9.6, thinking, hey, if I buy this and I get it pressed, it might jump up to a 9.8. If you let them know ahead of time, this book has been pressed, then they know that more than likely pressing that 9.6 is not going to get it to a 9.8. And it might, you know, it's being honest to the buyer so that they know what they're getting. But I'm very happy. I wasn't 100% sure on this if the pressing was going to get this there. Not 100% sure, but I really hoped it did. All right, which one is this?
Life with Archie #36.
This is another book you picked up for me.
The Francesco. and I'm
The
gonna-
Francesco Francavilla variant cover.
Good,
of
'cause I was going to butcher that last.
Francesco Francavilla. He is popular, modern, popular guy. I like his art. It's very noirish. He has a very noirish look to his art. I like it. This is a book you picked up for me in Philadelphia.
In Fat Jack's Comic Crypt. So if you are in Philadelphia, they're on Sansom Street, 20th and Sansom. It's a comic book shop that I've gone to for a very long time. They used to be a distributor until Marvel and DC started distributing their own stuff. They do have subscription services, but one thing I do like is I like to be able to go in there, pick out my books, look through my books. They're very helpful. They don't mind. It's not like, don't touch, it's not a library, kid. Then again, I'm not a kid anymore either. This one, actually, I remember picking up, and I was iffy on
You were
this
iffy
one.
on whether it was a 9.8. You gave it more towards the 9.6. I looked at it myself when I got it. I agreed with you. I was like, no, it could get a 9.8. Depends on how they look at it. I did get it pressed, just because I included it with all of these. I had all of these pressed. So, again, I wanted a 9.8 on this, but I'm being conservative here. My guess was going to be conservative, a 9.6, because there were some issues with it. There was some scuffing. There was a little bit of wear on I think the bottom left spine, the bottom edging there. There was a couple of little issues. But I was going to see, pressing. I figured if I'm doing the other one's pressing, I'll include this with it. We'll see what happens. 9.6 is my conservative estimate. I'm hoping for 9.8, but I'll take a 9.6. But I really want 9.8, so we'll see.
Now, my thing is the corners, because the corners look frayed, all right? However, it could be manufacturing error which caused that. If that's what caused it, then normally they overlook it. Or
It's
they
very
don't count it.
common to have a little bit of wear and fraying on spine corners, and even sometimes the outer corners. But very slight, it has to be very slight on those outer corners. Spine corners is a little more common. You'll see some fraying and wear just from normal, the comic being bent to be stapled and going through the the devices that they use for producing them and printing them, sometimes those spine corners, they get a little wear on them. It's completely common. So those don't affect the grade too much if you see that, as long as it's not too bad.
However, if it's done in shipping, you know, and it basically disrupts it there, or if it's getting put in a bag, sometimes that happens.
My solid estimate on this was that it was going to be a 9.6. I'm hoping for a 9.8, but I was already ready to accept 9.6 because I feel it was a 9.6 in my opinion.
And if it's a 9.4?
If it's a 9.4, I'll be very upset.
Okay, you don't have to be upset.
Oh my God, 9.8? Really? You're kidding? Wow! Oh my God, these are coming out so great. These are coming out so great. I like this cover because, one, I do like Frank Avila. Wow, I can't believe it's got 9.8. I'm actually surprised. I expected 9.6 on this. I like Frank Avila. I like his work. I got this book because this is the issue where Archie Andrews gets shot and dies. Very key.
Spoiler alert!
Spoiler alert. Archie dies. Okay.
Wait, we're supposed to say that first.
Okay, sorry. Anyway, but I'll also bring this up a little close so you can see Frank Avila's signature in silver on there. Somewhere on there. Where's that thing? Oh, yeah. In silver. Very nice. 9.8. I am so happy that got 9.8. I did not think it was going to get there.
The one thing I do like
It does
about
that. You see that scuffing down there.
I do, and up top.
And up top. That's why I was not sure.
The one thing I really like about this comic book, although I'm not an Archie fan, I love when a comic book company draws a cover as a cover. The UPC barcode is on the back with the price, and I feel that when we're spending $4 on a book, that we should get as much as what we pay.
You're getting all art, pretty much. You got a little bit of logo on there, but you're getting pretty much all art on that cover. And like him, I love it when they do that. It's the same on these Ragnaroks. They don't have the UPC on the front, it's on the back. Same thing. Love it when they can do that.
Marvel,
Okay.
get a clue.
Get a clue, Marvel. Okay, what is this book? I think it's the last one, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I believe this is the last one, yes. Okay, which one is this again? This is, no wait, I can tell you which one this is. The 100th anniversary Guardians of the Galaxy.
What do you mean there's no more?
Correct?
What do you mean there's no more?
There was only 6 on the invoice.
Why didn't you send in more?
I'm sorry. Right?
Okay. Yes, it's the 100th
Okay.
anniversary special, Guardians of the Galaxy #1.
Yep.
Okay.
Signed by Ron Mars in Baltimore. This one, okay, now that I'm seeing what all these others are getting, everything stuff, this one had a indent along the spine with a color break. It was a very tiny one, but it was there. Again, my conservative estimate, 9.6. This is just like a lot of these other ones. I'm very rough on it. I find that a lot of the times when I give a conservative estimate of 9.6, about 75–80% of the time it winds up getting 9.8, just like you've seen on some of these others. So being that harsh on it typically works out for me. There are exceptions. It does happen where I guess 9.6, it's 9.6. There are times when I guess 9.6 and it even goes below that because of something I didn't realize or didn't see. This one, my estimate was 9.6 with a pressing, which it got pressed. It's signed by Ron Mars.
You can still see the spine stress.
Yes, okay.
You can.
You see what I'm talking about then?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Pressing will not get out everything. It'll help improve it, but it's not.
Some
the
spine
be-all,
stresses
end-all.
are, some spine dents are severe enough that the pressing will help it to look better, but not get rid of it totally. Some of the spine stresses like that and indents are so bad that they color break. Pressing will not get rid of color breaks. Obviously, the color is broke. How bad it's broke, how wide it is, how distinctive it is, how long the break goes for, can be a factor in whether the grade drops farther or not. Also, how many of them there are can make that. This one only had one that I could see. And it did have a teeny tiny little bit of color break on it, but it was so slight I figured I'd give it a shot, get it pressed, see if it pulled out a 9.8, but my estimate was 9.6.
Now, more times than not, usually when I pick up books for Steven and ship them down here, and deliver in this case, I tend to usually buy them myself and I read them. This is one that I didn't read. I didn't buy it for myself because I was unimpressed by the inside of it. What I do like is Charlie 27's in this. You know, you have Vance Astro. But I'm not upset that I didn't pick this book up. But god damn, if he's not going to be happy, another 9.8.
I love it! I love it! Awesome. And signed by Ron Mars. Very, very cool.
Steven, thank you for waiting for me
Yes.
to come down here.
Thank you. And this turned out a lot. This turned out the best I could have possibly hoped for on these grades, and to experience it with you, which I don't get to do very often.
My record went up.
Your record for the books you've gotten for me has gone up, absolutely.
Okay.
And we'll see you on the next one.
You can also find us on Instagram at Tenerb1107, and
Bago Fleas, BAGOFLEAS.
which you will see a lot of our stuff, and hopefully some more information about grading comic books if you're interested. We thoroughly know about CGC. We are learning about CBCS, and I think next is going to be PGX, Vault, and Halo.
Halo, yes.
And I will put my money where my mouth is. The other thing is, we're going to find out, CBCS, how strong are their slabs. Thanks for joining us.